when you have, you see, 2020 is hindsight. Perhaps we need to investigate. Those investigations will lead to those issues about even how it came into our process. And I think what our appeal is to give us the benefit of that and we will do a good job at that. Number two is to assure that the safety and security of the press corps is guaranteed by this party. And if it requires a review of our security architecture and what we do, we will need to do that. This had uncovered the need for us to reject that process. I can assure you that we will. On the second question, and then let me just say this, I hope you will accept this, and the fact that this party has said we regret this unfortunate incident, which ought and shouldn't have happened, and that it has no place in our process, in our system. I hope that will be sufficient enough. Having regards to our relationship and the partnership we have up till now, and then that it will not create the impression that you're not safe. This is a safe environment, you know that. This is an isolated incident of one rogue staff in the process. And we don't want that to be like you define us as such. So it is not a preponderance of what happens there. I hope this would assuage and give us and you the confidence that we can work together. And secondly, that you can be safe in this environment. And thirdly, that you will not feel the need not to cover us. Because without you, we can't operate. And if we need democracy to go on and to be sustained in this country, of course you are the engine room for that. Yeah, on the second question, you recall that the Sun newspaper incidentally actually interviewed me on the issue of the Court of Appeal judgment relating to the position of the National Secretary. I'm sure you know the background to all the cases where we have two cases, two orders, and then there was the Court of Appeal. Two appeal court cases. And on 24th of December 2024, after consultation with the legal advisor, the Office of Legal Advisor, it was confirmed that we have received the judgment on the two appeals. Affirming Right Honorable S.K.E. Okoye as the National Secretary of the party. And the question was put to me that, what is the position of the party? And I said the background, and I'm repeating that exactly. We are a rule of law compliant party. We believe in this finality of the judicial process. We've always respected judicial pronouncement, and we will always abide by court judgment. And that is what I said. And the position of the party has not changed to that. We will, as a party, consistent with our position in the past, as rule of law compliant, we will obey the order of court, we will follow the processes and ensure full compliance to the pronouncement of the Court of Appeal, because that is the position as of today. So that is what it is, and I hope that clarifies if there's any ambiguity at all. As a party, we are rule of law compliant. We have received the judgment of the Court of Appeal that has affirmed Right Honorable S.K.E. Okoye as National Secretary of PDP, and we, as a party, are bound by that judgment because it's the highest judgment to date. And we will take appropriate action as required of a responsible political party to ensure that that decision of the law is complied with. I hope that's clarified the question. The party, the People's Democratic Party, has respectfully called you to address a very unfortunate and regrettable incident that occurred at the National Secretariat yesterday, Monday, January 6, 2025. And I mean here at the Wadata Plaza. The leadership of the PDP has received a very disturbing report that the staff of our party, Mr. Emmanuel Okoronkwo, yesterday assaulted a correspondent of the Sun newspapers, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, locked out and forcefully prevented other journalists duly accredited to cover the activities of the PDP from gaining access into the premises of the National Secretariat of our party to conduct their legitimate duties. The PDP, as a party committed to the rule of law and the democratic tenets of freedom of the press, transparency, and openness, strongly condemns and completely dissociates itself from such act of violence and attack on members of the press and the institution of the media, which is critical to the activities of our party and the sustenance of democracy in our country. For clarity, and this is very important, for clarity, whereas the PDP National Secretary disclosed for secretarial activities to enable our staff participate in the related activities with their families, it does not preclude anybody, any staff, and particularly the press, from having access to the Secretariat to conduct their legitimate business. Moreover, and this again is very important, Mr. Emmanuel Okoronkwo is not in the security department of the party and has no business whatsoever regarding the regulation of movements into the complex. He acted on his own in violation of the democratic and all-inclusive principles of which the PDP is known, and outside the code of conduct guiding activity of staffs at the PDP National Secretariat. The PDP is reputed for its uncompromising stand in support and defense of the constitutional freedom of the press and cannot by any means or under any guise or directive whatsoever engage in or condone any act that tends to abridge such legitimate freedom of the media or any person for that matter. The National Working Committee of our party, therefore, assures that the issue will be handled in strict compliance with the party's established code of conduct, guiding activities of staff at the PDP National Secretariat to serve as deterrent against such condemnable act, which has no place whatsoever in the character and comportment of the PDP as a party in this country. The PDP regrets the incidents and assures of its unalloyed respect for the press, commitment to the press and the freedom of the press, particularly members of the PDP Press Corps, as we continue as partners in progress for accountability, probity, and sustenance of democracy in Nigeria. I thank you very much and God bless you for listening. I acted alone. That is the preliminary investigation. This happened about 24 hours ago. All right? The best of investigators in the world will probably not even have that information that I'm having right now. We know, we have said he is a member. He acted alone from our preliminary investigation, but we have committed to you that we're going to go through our established procedure within the system to understand, and we'll come clean with this. One thing you can take from me is that we will come out clear and clean to Nigerians and particularly the press, because this is one of their own, and this is actually more deeper than being an individual attack on a person. It's actually about freedom of the press, which we hold very dear. So far, this is all we have. It's an ongoing, and our activities will begin. And don't forget that the Secretariat officially is on vacation. We'll be resuming on Monday. But this is so important to me. It's very personal. And that's why I said, look, we must find a way to engage and to, first of all, apologize for what has happened, express the party's regret, and establish the commitment that we have. One, for the defense of the freedom of the press. Secondly, and to ensure that any criminal act undertaken by a person who is in the employ of our party cannot go on. I'm aware that from the reports that there have been a formal report within the police, there could be two tranches. Our party has the obligation to ensure that our staff conduct are in line with the procedures of the party and without prejudice to what is happening on the criminal angle, which is assault, and of course properly before the police. But I can say this. You said to me that you spoke to him. Did he confirm that statement by the individual that he gave instruction. If he did, that would be grossly irresponsible, and I would expect that he will not do that. But if he does, let this investigation lead to wherever it leads, and let's find out. I do not know if you have confirmed that from him, because if someone said I was directed by this person, I think it behoves on you to find out for him if you indeed spoke to Central Anyanwu. Let him say either affirm or deny that. I can't speak to that fact, but like I said, the investigation is going on, and we will allow that investigation to lead to the conclusion to ensure that we know the facts, and wherever the facts takes us, we follow. The said Emmanuel Okoronkwo, who is a staff of this party, has no business at all with the security apparatus of the party. And I had no business whatsoever, that's the word, here at that time, particularly since we were on vacation. So he had no business being here. If he gets instruction from anywhere, wherever he claims to be, then he will take responsibility for those actions. We said from our preliminary that he acted alone. If he says he's acting on instruction, that is be his own deal to deal with. But I can say to you, nobody, this party did not give instruction to him. He has no business being here. And if he was here to have committed a crime, then he should bear the consequences, either personally or by whoever must have sent him, if indeed he was sent. Security. I can't speak to that until we go into more detailed investigation. So I won't be able to speak off cuff to say to you, this is what they did and what they didn't do. It is the investigator that will reveal exactly what happened, if there are lapses. But I do know that they're working closely to ensure that, of course, it comes before the police, because there's a criminal dimension to it. Apart from what we can do as a party, who are his employers, beyond that, the track of the criminal aspect will continue in the investigation. We will be available to ensure that we support and provide all information that will lead to the end, so that we know exactly what happened, so that such incidents will not happen in the future. That's our own interest, particularly against the press, and for that matter, against anybody, any member of the party. This is not a party of violence. We cannot condone and we will not accept any violent conduct within our premises or anywhere throughout the country.
Thank you, Chairman of the Press Conference.